Do we start now?
Yeah, we should start now.
This is the Something About Nothing podcast with my good friend, co-host, the man who's the wind beneath my wings, Ricky Pope.
Thank you. And my compadre, my greatest friend, Mr. Mike. I can do anything on a computer, Schilling.
That's nice.
That was
I like that.
I worked on that one a little
I
bit.
know you did. I
thought about it for 5 seconds.
I did. I thought about yours before you got here.
Yeah.
And I did my top 10.
Yeah.
And that was like 5. Because I wanted to save number 1 for a special time.
Okay. Yeah.
So right
you
now
could
it's
save
not
that for my birthday or something.
Yeah, because right now it's not special. So it's not special.
There ain't nothing special here.
No, nothing special.
Nothing special going on here.
We like to tell everyone thank you. Not everyone, but that one person that's listening.
Yep.
And that's probably FCC. That just wanted to shut us
Trying
down
to
here.
shut us down.
Yeah.
The
And
man trying to keep us
the
down.
man trying to keep us down. Well, let's start off. How was your week, and especially your gobble day?
My gobble day.
Gobble.
Yes. I had a great Thanksgiving. Went and hung with my father and my brother and his family.
Nice.
And my niece and her new husband. And it was a good time.
New husband.
Yeah.
Something shiny, something new.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shipped my wife and kids off to Arkansas to go see her family.
Oh.
And I went and saw mine. So it was a good time. Good times.
Well, I've got plenty of news on Arkansas, but we'll wait on that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a whole nother country, not just Texas. So, hey.
Whole other world over there. So how was your Thanksgiving, my friend?
It was good. It was very good. I spent some time with my kids. We went to my wife's mother's house.
Cool. Go down to the vineyard.
And it was nice. It was really nice. And then over the weekend, I, went down to our downtown next to, like the rescue mission where, you can get shanked for $5.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I went to get my wife, she has some retail shelves she wanted, for her, her flower thing. And this is big warehouse. And I mean, it's like, man, they have everything, these signs and these desks.
How did you find this guy?
He gave me good instructions. But even after...
Well, no. How did you find him to begin with?
That's how I found him.
He existed. Just some guy
on
the street.
What's on first? What's on second? Yeah, he gave me good instructions.
He bumped into you on the street and said, "Hey, here's directions to my place. I have things your wife might want."
I was sitting in the park and a man had a trench coat on, and he
Oh,
said, "I got something to show you." And I said, "Really?"
Nope, not going there.
No, not doing that. So it was on Craigslist.
Not going to happen.
Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist.
Which is kind of Russian roulette, whether you get a good deal or you get murdered. One of the two, you got a 50-50 chance on that deal.
I've hit a couple of good deals on Craigslist.
I know.
One of my favorite deals on Craigslist.
What's that?
Was I did a trade.
Oh.
I said it was a guitar effects rack unit that I had that I never used. I never used it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I used it years ago.
Yes.
It's really old. And so I said, for sale or trade, make me an offer. And a guy out of the blue randomly says, well, I've got a green screen and some stands. Would that work? And I'm like, sold. So we met in the parking lot in front of Staples and we traded gear, and I have used the green screen more often than I ever used that guitar effects rack.
I remember that. I remember we did the thing with the car and the people in the car and the thing in the back.
We did the green screen with the people in the car. That was fascinating.
One thing I've learned about green screens, it's either really good or really bad.
Yep. There's really no in between.
No, there's no. And the deal is, if you want to go campy with it, just kind of just being goofy.
Yep.
It's real easy to do that.
Oh my goodness.
But if you want to just be real serious, like, I don't know, like The Room, then the green screen is used.
My gosh.
Exactly the way it should be. I mean, I'm serious.
Okay, if we're going to talk about The Room and the green screen.
Yes.
I only have one comment on the green screen or two comments. Number one, it's actually masked really well. Like when they use it, it's not like you don't see green edges around people. It actually is the effect works well.
Yeah. I mean, they got
I have no clue what the name of that city is that's behind them.
I don't know.
It has the most bizarre look I've ever seen.
It kind of reminds me of like one of the Czech republics. You know.
It is so weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Yugoslavia or Belgrade or one of those places.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah.
Could be. So what else did you pick up on Craigslist?
I didn't, you know, it was all about my wife. I didn't look for anything for myself because that's the kind of man I am. I'm a giver. I give and I give and I give. But at that moment.
And liner notes there, just so everybody knows, his wife just walked by as he said all that.
Yes. Yes, that
Truth in advertising there.
Yes. And, but so, no, I went and I looked and I found, I thought, look at this. This is like a huge counter. I thought, man, this would be great for our podcast. And whenever we like do a video podcast, this is a nice counter. Okay. So I asked the guy how much. He said $80. I'm thinking, oh, that's a great deal. Well, this is the thing.
I bet you'd have taken 60.
Well, you know what? Now I'm depressed. Thanks a lot. He would have taken 60. But so it took me 2 trips. I had to go, get the shells for my wife, and then I had to go back and get this thing. Don't ask me how I got it. Actually, I do, because if it wasn't for a good man out there, good friend Steve Schiller, it would have been sad. So he had we had a trailer in his pickup truck. We made 2 trips.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you didn't call me.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't have a pickup truck.
Well, the deal is, too,
I do have a trailer hitch.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, my car can't actually pull anything, but it did come with a trailer hitch.
Well, it gives the illusion that you can.
Yeah, it does give.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That my $600 car should be able to pull something.
Exactly.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's a magic trick. No, and so anyway, he helped me. And so at that time, my wife was, went back to her mom's, helping with the vineyard, pruning, whatever they do, lopping stuff. And then, then we had painters here. We had people painting. Sorry if I'm painting the house.
Okay.
And so I ended up, this thing is huge. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is pretty massive. And it's impressive.
So anyway, I asked, me and Steve was going to bring this thing in, and we couldn't. And so we looked at him and said, hey, would you guys mind? Because it has some young guys.
Yeah.
And the guy who did the painting, he's done a lot of work for me. So, pretty nice guy. So, I mean, at first, though, it took a lot of coercing, a lot of convincing.
Yeah.
And a lot of pizza to get people to help. And
pizza
then,
always helps.
Yeah. So we managed to bring it in.
That's fascinating.
So I took a lot of Advil that night. But I'm doing pretty good.
And your wife's okay with it?
Well, when she came back from her mom's, she knew I brought her stuff in,
So she was excited about her stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, and I talked to the guy who was the head painter, the guy who was actually kind of the supervisor.
Yeah.
And he looked in here and he said, man, you're going to have to get this looking good before she gets home. I said, so yeah, I worked hard before she got home, and she came in and she looked at it and she thought, oh my. So yeah. So anyway, that was kind of my Thanksgiving weekend. It was fun. There was a lot of excitement. There was mystery. There was suspense.
A big piece of furniture.
And a big freaking piece of furniture that we are, slowly going to become our podcast centerpiece.
Studio,
whatever you want to call it.
I like it. What'd you do with the desks? The glass desks.
I ended up taking the glass out of it, putting up against the kind of in the back, and somehow stacked them and whatever.
They're just put away.
I try to find space to shove it in.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know if maybe your kids needed desks, so you slid them into their room.
They don't need anything.
Okay.
I mean, they take enough like it is. kind of do a mic check. Do you hear me okay over here? You
hear me I'm hearing you fine.
Good. Some people going, oh, I can hear him too good. But no, that's good.
So you got any weird news this week?
Oh man, this has been nuts.
Really?
Yeah,
Other than about Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm going to start in Florida first.
Okay.
Now, if I said
Florida's good. There's always alligators.
Yeah, if I mention, I don't think I've read this one before. You know, I had a lot of turkey this past weekend.
Yeah.
We'll just go with it, and you can tell me. But did I tell you about the man on the driving a lawnmower on the highway?
Driving a lawnmower on the highway. I don't think so.
Okay, so police arrested a man in Florida after he drove down U.S. Highway 1 on a lawnmower, holding a case of beer.
What was he driving while intoxicated?
Well, I would think so, because Highway 1, I guess that's a pretty busy highway.
I would think.
They said a Florida man was arrested after police caught him drunk in driving his lawnmower down a major highway. I guess the police of the town of St. Lucie noticed a man driving unsteadily down the U.S. Highway 1 on November 3rd. According to the report, the man was riding his red snapper lawnmower.
Red snapper.
Red snapper. Hey, if you're gonna get pulled over, I mean that's nice though. It's red is kind of a hot rod feel.
I was hoping for John Deere at least.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I don't know if they want that publicity though.
Snapper's okay.
Snapper's good. Like an indie thing. Oh, it'd be so cool. It'd be like lawnmower races, and they would have sponsors, and you would have
that's a thing.
They gotta have one.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. And then there's have you seen you know what a tractor pull is, right?
Yeah.
They have these little tiny souped up super lawnmowers too.
Oh.
They're insane. It like drop a V8 in a snapper.
Did you ever watch Home Improvement?
Yes.
And there was that one episode where Tim Allen and Bob, what's his name from This Old House? Yep. They raced, and Tim always souped something up.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like what I do with this desk. I overdo things.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
And so, anyway, back to the story. But anyway, the guy, I guess his alcohol level was really high, and they had to impound his lawnmower, and now he has a DUI, and he's got I guess he's doing probation,
and now he can no longer mow his yard.
No, pretty much, and the city will come down on you with that. They will. They're not going to mess around.
That is hysterical. And what's really funny is it wasn't like U.S. Highway 1. It wasn't that. But I actually remember as a kid growing up in Georgia, there was a guy that drove a lawnmower around town. But it wasn't that major of a street. These country roads.
My wife, her cousin, and lives in Florida now. We went in Colorado, and she said down there they drive golf carts all over the place. Sometimes they get a golf cart traffic jam. It's weird. I don't know. So
what else you got?
Well, this is interesting. This reminds me of WKRP in Cincinnati.
The turkeys.
I'm making a reference here. For some, turkey drop
What?
refers to the Thanksgiving vacation breakup that commonly occurs for college freshmen in long-distance relationship, but not in the town of Yellville, Arkansas. No, sir. Yellville, Arkansas. And you cannot say that without having some southern accent to that.
That's right, up there with Toad Lick.
That's right. There, the phrase refers to a long-standing tradition of dropping live turkeys from a plane 500 feet in the air.
Oh, my gosh. It's a real thing?
This is a real thing.
I swear to God, I thought turkeys
could fly. I know. I know. I was reading this, and I was listening. Les Nesbitt of the...
Oh, my gosh.
If you have never seen WKRP in Cincinnati, look up the turkey drop. It is hilarious.
It is the most amazing thing.
And you got to watch
I've
the whole
ever
thing.
Seen.
Oh,
Les's face when the turkeys start coming out the airplane.
He said they're dropping like cement. Oh, I love that.
People are running away.
And then you got the people in the studio, okay? Johnny.
Just mortified.
Yeah, the DJ, all suddenly they're listening,
Fever
and all suddenly Les cuts out. Les, are you there? Les, are you there? There's like nothing.
Oh, my gosh.
So anyway,
so that's a real thing.
It's a real deal.
Actually, an animal like PETA has got to be protesting this.
Well, here we go.
Oh, there's more.
Here we go, Wilbur.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
There's more. If you act now, you get to go to the town's annual Turkey Trot Fall Festival. That's what it is, the Turkey Trot Fall Festival. I like to have tickets to that. It'd be kind of fun. The practice is continuing this year despite opposition from animal rights groups and social media users after an Arkansas Times blog condemning the drop went viral.
Oh, my goodness.
The letter writing campaign resulted more than 1,000 emails going out to each of the event's 13 sponsors.
That's insane.
Yeah. So on Friday, 6 turkeys were chucked from a plane. 1 died on impact.
Only 1 died on impact?
One died on impact, while 5 were able to use their wings to glide to the ground. Spectators caught 2 of the surviving turkeys. One turkey catcher told the news outlet that his family will eat the bird, while the other said he didn't know what he'll do with the turkey because he hadn't thought that far ahead.
So if you catch the turkey,
I guess you get to keep the turkey.
Oh
I guess
gosh.
But you could grab the dead one. I mean, it's still fine. It's still fine eating.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's fresh. Freshly killed.
It's freshly killed.
Got to cook it fast.
You do. But hey, it's good eating.
Oh my gosh.
So this is not
Leave
all.
it to Arkansas.
I got to take time on this one because
there's more.
There's more.
But
yes.
wait, there's more. Okay, what else?
So more turkeys were set to be dropped on Saturday, and one of the reporters tweeted the video showing the drop Saturday morning, and I wish we could show that. The defender of the drop. Okay, this is good. This reminds me of that line in WKRP. The defenders of the drop point out that wild turkeys can fly. So throwing them from a plane.
Wild turkeys.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Wild
turkeys can fly, so throwing them from a plane won't kill them. The defense would seem to be weakened by the death of one of the birds at the fire.
Would seem to be weakened.
And so now it's unclear whether the turkeys are wild or domestic. Now, the moderator of the community and Facebook page for the Turkey Trot did not.
I think somebody was on wild turkey. Somebody was drinking some wild turkey.
They didn't respond quickly to I guess a request from one of the national news channels. But this is interesting too. They have a professional, and I'm glad in the medical field. And this is what she had to say. But even though some of the turkeys are able to survive the drop, the experience itself is terrifying. Poultry science professor Yvonne Thaxton. Now, what is a poultry science professor?
I don't know. Poultry science professor.
Yes.
So this is somebody who has gone to school for many, many years.
Yes.
And focuses all of their study on fowl and the eating of fowl.
That sounds like foul play to me.
Yeah, you went there. I that was a softball. I threw that one up there for you.
Yeah, you did. You set that up. Now, this is her comment. She is placing turkeys in an environment that is new to them is stressful. She said, in the case of an airplane, the noise would also be stress-producing fear reaction. Dropping one from 500 feet is a horrific act of abuse. So I'm telling you, these turkeys have a rough life. If you think about it, not only they're stocked for Thanksgiving to eat, they're also thrown out of planes.
And then they eat.
Then they're eaten. And some, they just drop like wet cement.
They're just gonna
you just gotta scoop them off the sea, man.
the humanity.
What's the humanity? The humanity.
Oh my gosh!
And my favorite part of that is when he talks about the regrouping and the turkeys are trying to do a counterattack. I love that one. So I went a little long on that one, so I think I'll hold off. I'll hold off on the other one.
That was insane.
Yeah, the other one is a little bit long too, and it's worth it, and we'll save it for next time. Yes. So I hear you went to go see a movie.
I did. I went and saw Justice League, and I don't know whether you want me to talk about it or not.
Well, it's hard. I mean,
do you want my no spoiler review?
Let's do that because there's some people out there that are not listening.
All right, I'm gonna try really hard to not spoil anything.
Okay.
So, if it was in a trailer,
yes,
I'm gonna consider that not a spoiler.
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, I am a Marvel fanboy. I have been a Marvel Comics guy since the mid 80s, early 80s, probably before the 80s. But I never really got into DC all that much. But I've liked the DC movies, from time to time. The Batman movies are pretty good, the older ones.
Mm-hmm.
And
you talking about Adam West?
No, the Nolan Batman movies.
Okay,
those were good.
There you go.
Those were really good.
Michael Keaton.
The Michael Keaton Batman movies were good.
Yeah, I gotta like Michael Keaton.
They went south after that.
Yeah, with the nipple Batman.
Yeah. Val Kilmer never should have done that.
No.
But okay, so here's my first initial thought was after the movie was over. Mind you, I've seen all these bad reviews, all these people complaining about it. At the end of the movie, I was like, I like that. That was good.
So I haven't kept up with the reviews, so a lot of them there were a lot of reviews slamming the.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Like, I don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes score is right now. I think it was like 20. I don't remember if it was 40 or if it was 27, but it's low.
But I have a feeling that I always felt like that was set up to. It was almost set up to fail in people's minds. I think everybody's expectation was too great. But I don't know. I can't say I'm going to go see it this weekend and judge for myself. But I am a DC person though, and that maybe that right. I don't know.
And I sometimes wonder. I wonder if the bad publicity, or not bad publicity, but the bad reviews are, 41. 41 was the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh, that's low.
Yeah, it's really low. I think part of it was some bad press.
Yeah.
I think part of it was a bad run of a couple other movies. Most people that care know it switched directors halfway through. And they were concerned. But my thing is, like, the bad scores, I thought the movie was decent. There was nothing wrong with it. It made sense. There are a couple parts that I thought felt a little rushed. Now, I knew all the backstory for all the characters, so it didn't feel rushed for me. Like I didn't need to know more about Aquaman because I kind of knew what his backstory was. A lot of people are in the reviews are like, well, you needed more backstory of all these people, blah, blah, blah. Well, you got 5 main characters here. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
you're going to slam them all in there. And they don't do that in the Marvel movies. There's like, Hawkeye shows up. Oh, he's good with a bow.
Check the box. Checks the box. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
So I don't know. So I don't know why, but I thought it was good. You've seen the trailers. The CGI on the bad guy, it's okay. It's not great, but I've seen the CGI on Thanos from Marvel movies, and I've thought it wasn't all that great either. It honestly, it reminded me a lot of that. It's like we shouldn't have made this character completely CGI. It's what we shouldn't have done. We should have had a real guy in a real suit and then composited him.
Yeah.
But I mean, that being so, if that's the downfall, yeah, I don't know. But the premise was decent, you know.
Did it seem very short? I mean, they had a lot of people saying the movie was short.
The movie is short. It's under an hour from beginning credits to where the end credits start.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
So yeah, I'm not like.
But it depends. I mean,
you know, Batman versus Superman was too long. I had to pee the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, that not good.
And I couldn't leave. Not in the last 30 minutes of the movie.
I always give it like a Wii score. You know, if it's like goes too long, then I have like a 5 Wii score. If I can hold it for a little bit, it's like a half a point score. It really depends.
But I thought
Speaking of depends, I do wear those now when I go to movie theaters.
No, remind me never to sit by you. So I do, but I thought it was good. All the characters I thought really, they played their parts very well. Flash, spot on. It really worked.
I like the guy who plays Aquaman, but I'm only, of course, I only seen the trailers, but
buff Aquaman, and he's really good.
Yeah,
I was concerned. Like in the trailers, he comes across as like surfer dude.
Yeah, he does.
And I felt like in the movie, he came across more like distant, a little more regal, a little more like you're not worth my time.
Yes, you land creature.
Yes, exactly. Which I think works.
Yeah, it does.
I think it really worked. And I bought it, and I didn't. So, but he's a tough guy. So when he got into tough guy surfer mode, it didn't feel disjointed to me.
That's good.
So I was actually really surprised. I was afraid he's going to be like doofus, good looking.
Oh yeah.
You know? I was like, is
like
he
an
going to be
Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah, is he going to be like the oh yeah guy the whole thing through the movie?
Dude, where's my car?
Yeah, and he wasn't.
That's good.
It worked well. Surprised. This is a surprise to me because I didn't know much about the storyline. I hadn't read many spoilers. That Cyborg is a bigger part of the movie than I thought he would be.
Oh, really?
Yes, much more significant character in the storyline.
Yeah, because it always seems like to me he's more of a supporting. I mean, when I say supporting, I'm talking about like really supporting role.
Yeah, like I knew Cyborg from Teen Titans comic books back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe that was early 90s.
Probably early 90s, I think.
Because that was, what's weird, it's like the only DC comic I ever bought on a regular basis.
Really?
And I bought multiple issues of Teen Titans. And Cyborg was one of my favorite characters. So I was really surprised he becomes a lot bigger player in this movie than I thought he would. And I think that doesn't spoil anything. Just
it's
know
actually
he's a bigger part.
I like some of the Marvel. I think Marvel did well. I mean, DC, they do a good job on some of their animation movies.
Yeah.
Adaptation of comic books. Marvel kind of I don't know what the deal sometimes with Marvel. But Marvel makes great movies.
Yeah.
But there was one, remind me of Cyborg, which was Flashback.
Yeah.
And it was good animation. It was really good. They did a good job. Kind of alternate universe with Batman and everything. It's cool. So anyway, DC Geek, yeah.
Yeah. So speaking, one more thing on the movie, the score. Mm-hmm. Danny Elfman got recruited to do the score, and a lot of people poo-pooed that because Danny Elfman did like the old Keaton Batman movies. But I thought the score was great, which honestly, this is something I had a conversation with a friend of mine a while back on this. I couldn't sing a theme from any Marvel movie. I mean, except maybe Guardians of the Galaxy because they're old 70s pop songs.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count. No, I'm talking like the orchestral theme. Like Wonder Woman comes on the screen, I know that tune. Like I can sing that tune. The Batman, he pulls out the old Batman theme from the old Keaton Batman movie.
Yeah.
It's just this few little notes, but it's like, that's memorable.
I love those. Yeah.
And it was one of those things that made me go, the Marvel music's just kind of always feels like it's just kind of, we need music and we need it to be emotional and we need it to push, and that's it. I've never thought, I always remember Iron Man's theme. No, forget that. I never heard. I couldn't begin to tell you what it is.
No, I tell you, they're really iconic. The DC soundtracks.
I think I think it's good music. I think Danny Elfman did a great job. I was super impressed.
On the first Batman, with Michael Keaton, they also was cool because in the 90s, they had the Batman the animated series, which has some of the best writing in it. I mean, as far as just writing goes, movie, TV show. I mean, just good writing. Anyway, that intro was so good. And and if you hear it, you know what it is.
Yep.
And so anyway, I'm geeking out on that, but
I thought it was a good movie. I don't understand why it got such bad reviews. I mean,
it is a
superhero movie. I think some reviewers are getting tired of superhero movies.
Well, and
reviewers can get over themselves.
They can.
But I am amazed at the box office score. I think I'm not sure what suppressed people going to see it.
So it had a low turnout? Turnout?
Yeah, first weekend was under 100 million.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah. For a blockbuster movie like that, have a first weekend that's under 100 million. I'm just people didn't go see it, and I don't know why.
Do you think it because it had a lot of, all this undercurrent buzz of people can't decide one thing or another, the changing of because they seem like they had so much turmoil trying to get somebody to lead the helm, the whole Ben Affleck thing and all this other stuff, or do people just don't care?
I don't know.
I'm talking about fanboys. I'm not talking about your everyday folks. I would think your everyday people
or is that what happened? It's all the fanboys went.
Yeah.
And it just didn't draw the Joe Schmo off the street.
But the fanboy goes in and much of they
sees it multiple times.
Yeah, well, or that they, they knocked it, they didn't like it, kind of like the first Superman they did, and they came back and they, Rotten Tomatoes, and because a lot of those people, a lot of the critics are like from IGN, GiantBomb.com, GameSpot, a lot of those, come from those gaming, comic book, websites, a lot of reviewers. So, I need to check that out, check on the reviews, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll be happy. It's definitely a movie. It at the end of it, I was like, this would be a movie. If I had an 8-year-old son, this is a movie we'd go see.
Or me.
Or Mike.
Same
Mike.
thing. Same thing. Yeah. Well, I'm in the middle. Excuse me. In the middle of catching up. I started watching The Punisher on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
And
how are you liking that?
I'm really liking it. Now
I have not watched Punisher yet.
Like Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's not for kids. Of course,
okay.
This does not have the sense of humor as Deadpool. It's like I said, it's true. It's true to the comic. Very dark. If there's humor, it's just a speck of it.
Gotcha.
But it's really good. The guy they have playing is really good. His name is John. Is it Bernthal?
Bernthal, I think is the way they pronounce it.
Yeah, John Bernthal. And if anybody's a fan of The Walking Dead, he played on several episodes of The Walking Dead, and I remember I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead. I just watched a couple of seasons, and I remember him playing a deputy, and the main character, he was a sheriff.
Okay.
And they had this whole love triangle between the sheriff, his wife, and the deputy. It was kind of one of those things while trying to be eaten by zombies. So,
well,
so anyway, but
as every love triangle should be.
Oh, exactly.
Love, shoot zombies.
I totally agree. But it's really good. And like I said, I only got through, it's probably episode 4.
So you're telling me he's better than Dolph Lundgren?
Yes. 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 I mean,
sorry,
you know,
I had to throw that.
I know.
To throw Dolph Lundgren under the bus on that Punisher.
I know. I know.
Oh,
yeah,
my
this
gosh.
guy is good. I mean, they introduced him in the second Daredevil, and he was really good on it. He kind of had this rapport with the blonde. Can't remember her name. The blonde lady who was actually at the time was the kind of the administrative assistant to the 2 lawyers, which was basically was the character of Daredevil. And but anyway. She's in this one, so that's not a spoiler, but she's in this one. But yeah, it's good, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. It's just one of those movies that it's hard to push through because so much is happening.
Yeah,
it's almost like you have to take a break from it because it is pretty dark.
Okay, so here's my question.
Yes.
If I watch it,
yes,
can I watch it and do something else? Or is it like the British Sherlock Holmes, where if I don't watch every second of it, I'm going to miss something super important, and I'm going to be completely lost?
Well, the problem for me in this is that I'm usually pretty good at it, but this one draws me in where it's hard for me to work on something.
Gotcha.
So anyway, I have a hard time with that.
Yeah, I don't mind things like that. I really enjoy them. But that means I have to set time aside.
Oh, I know.
It's like Stranger Things. I can't watch Stranger Things unless I know I have time.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go, okay, I've got 3 hours. I can watch 3 episodes of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I couldn't do that with this one. I mean, I guess for me, I was just... Because you can miss out... honestly, on the Netflix Marvel series that they do, you really have to watch them because there's so many tie-ins with something in the past with another character, a premise of the beginning that resurfaces later on, a few little comments that are made, little nuggets, little Easter eggs for fanboys.
Oh yeah,
you'll miss out on it, and so it's really hard, to sit down and do something else, and so. Yeah, so basically, you got to dedicate all that time. If you got a weekend where you got nothing to do, whatever that means, you you binge through it.
Nice.
I didn't have opportunity to do that. I probably spent like 4 hours, but anyway, it's good. It's good so far. Now I haven't seen the whole thing, so
very good, very cool. Well, talking about Easter eggs, Justice League definitely has some Easter eggs, and got some nice little surprises, like. Like there'll be like 5 seconds of, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen, kind of stuff. And it's kind of cool. Like the first time they all show up in the Batcave, it's pretty funny.
And like I said, I can't really comment on it because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. But here's something. A lot of people were like, Josh Whedon came in and he tried to lighten the mood, put in jokes, but all the jokes really work. They do. And you haven't seen them all. So they weren't all in the trailer. Like, sometimes you go, did I see the best things in the movie in the trailer?
Yeah, I know.
No. There's good stuff in the movie that you missed that you didn't see in the trailer. There's some nice little bits of humor that you missed in the trailer. And the bringing Superman back is kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I look forward to it. Like I said, the trailers are very enticing for a DC fan. I'm really disappointed that there was not a bigger turnout than that because that brings me a concern that maybe Warner Brothers may drop the whole series. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think if anything, I think they'll reboot. They'll try it again.
Man, that's a lot of reboots.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, DC is notorious for all these reboots. I mean,
well, you know.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man. I can't. Yeah, I'm getting ready to say I can't say the same. Spider-Man. Yeah. The 1970s TV show, Captain America with the flappy wings. That was motorcycle. Good. Yeah, and the motorcycle with a bunch of basically some pretty crappy props on it to make it look like it's.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man, that was a good time for Marvel. All those TV shows, Wonder Woman.
Hey, there you go.
And I loved her airplane because basically, I mean, she's flying. She's basically in a cloud.
Yep, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's some good green screen right there, buddy.
Here's a spoiler: there is no invisible. There's no invisible jet.
Why not?
In the Justice League,
man, that would have. That's why. That's it. That's why the turnout was so low. That's it. That right there would have bring them another $5 million right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, goodness. Man, now I'm disappointed. I won't go now.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
So good.
Yeah, I will
You're
go.
a fanboy.
Yes, I am. Well, man, are we? I mean, how we're doing on time? Are we getting close to the chopping block?
Yeah, we're getting pretty close. You got anything else for tonight?
No, I mean nothing. I'm trying to make up some stuff that's not true, but I'll save that for next week.
Okay, well, if we're going to save that for next week will be entirely untrue.
Yes, yes. So,
and if you play it backwards, you'll only hear the truth.
That's true.
That
is true. That's kind of no. Okay.
I don't think that's accurate.
So that wasn't true.
That would be like a Beatles album.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should go.
I think we probably should go. Yeah. I think people already turned off their internet. They probably shut down the internet, basically.
Yeah, I think they shut it down.
And the president used the button and the whole thing went down.
They were afraid we might leak through the
Yeah, we're leaking all right, buddy.
All right, call it.
All right, bye-bye.